Hey, hi, and welcome back. I hope that you are enjoying this training and you are learning something valuable. So now let's start with the part 2 of Introduction to Potentiometer. So in previous video we discussed two different purposes of potentiometer. The first one was potentiometer as a variable resistor and the second one was potentiometer as a voltage divider, right? Now let me tell you what you will learn in this video. The first point is potentiometer circuit explanation. So here I will discuss some circuits that actually shows how potentiometer are used as a variable resistor and voltage divider. Okay. After that, the next point is about potentiometer practical demonstration. So I will show you the practical demonstration of potentiometer and also I will show you the demonstration for the same circuit that we discussed in this point. Okay. So that's how we are going to cover this video and I'm sure you will enjoy this video. Okay, so let's start with this video now. Now let's try to understand the first purpose of the potentiometer, which is actually as a variable resistor with the help of this circuit. Now in this circuit, if you see, I have actually provided a supply of 5 volt. Then I have used the potentiometer in variable resistor configuration and after that there is actually one LED in the circuitry. Okay, and based on the value of this particular potentiometer, the current is actually going to flow in this loop. Okay, so if we rotate the knob of the potentiometer, it means that the resistance of this loop is actually going to change, and accordingly the current which is actually flowing in this loop is going to change, and based on the value of current, the intensity of this LED is actually going to change. Okay, so here basically by varying the value of resistance with the help of this potentiometer, we are actually changing the intensity of the LED. Okay, so this is actually one of the application of using the potentiometer in the circuitry. Now there could be different applications of using a potentiometer. So this is very simple application. That's why I have included this as an example. Okay, so that was the first purpose of potentiometer, which is using a potentiometer as a variable resistor. After that, now let's try to understand the second purpose of potentiometer, which is actually potentiometer as a voltage divider with the help of this circuitry. Now in this circuitry, if you see, I have actually used the potentiometer in voltage divider configuration. So the third terminal or the third pin of the potentiometer is connected to plus 5 volt. Then the first pin of the potentiometer is connected to the ground and the second pin is connected to the anode terminal of the LED. And another terminal of the LED is connected to the ground, okay, which is actually the cathode terminal. Okay, so based on the position of the knob, the voltage at this particular pin, it will actually change. So if the knob position is at extreme left end, then the voltage at this point, it's going to be 0 volt. Okay, if the position of the knob is at center, then the voltage at this point, it's going to be 2.5 volt. And if the position of the knob is at the extreme end, then the voltage at this point is it's going to be 5 volt. So based on the position of the knob, we are actually changing the voltage at this particular point. And by changing the voltage at this point, we are actually changing the intensity of the LED. Okay, so this is how basically in this circuitry, by varying the voltage at the center point or by using the potentiometer in voltage divider configuration, we are changing the intensity of the LED. Okay, so in this configuration, we were using the potentiometer in variable resistor mode, and with that we changed the intensity of the LED. And in this configuration, we used the potentiometer as a voltage divider, and with that we actually changed the intensity of the LED. Okay. Alright, so we are done with the theoretical explanation of the circuitry. Now I will show you the practical demonstration of this preset. Okay, I'm actually not showing you the practical demonstration of potentiometer. Instead of that, I'm actually showing you the practical demonstration of this preset. The reason is we are using the preset on our hardware. Okay, but both the potentiometer and the preset, they actually work exactly the same. Okay, so there is actually not much difference, right? So now here I will show you the this preset. Okay, quickly. So I will just zoom. So you can see this is how basically the preset look like, and it has got 3 terminals, and this is how basically the knob look like, and we can rotate this knob like this. Okay, and I'm going to plug this preset on this breadboard. Okay, now let me show you the resistance of this particular preset. So in order to check what's the resistance of this preset, I'm actually going to connect the two terminals of the multimeter. So you can see right now on the multimeter, I have actually set the position of this knob at 20 kilo ohms. Okay, and now let's connect the two terminals of the multimeter to the first pin and the third pin of this potentiometer. So this positive terminal is connected. So here actually the polarity doesn't matter. So you can connect the terminals of the multimeter in any way. So I have connected the positive terminal to the first pin, and the negative terminal of the multimeter I have connected it to the third pin of this preset. And you can see on the multimeter we are actually getting a value of 9.94 kilo ohms. Okay, so I have set this knob to 20 kilo ohms. That's why this value is 9.94 kilo ohms. And we are actually getting this particular value. The reason is this potentiometer, the resistance of this particular potentiometer is actually 9.93 kilo ohms. Okay, and we are actually measuring the resistance end to end. Okay, so this is actually a 10K potentiometer. There are actually different potentiometers available in market. Some potentiometer comes with, I'm talking about preset. So some preset comes with 100K value, some preset comes with 200K value, but this preset that you see, its value is 10K. Okay, so we measured the end-to-end resistance of this preset and it's 9.95K. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure the resistance between the first pin of the preset and the second pin of the preset. And right now you can see we are getting a value of 2.69 kilo ohms. Okay, now if I rotate this knob, then you will observe that the value of resistance will actually change on the multimeter. So right now I am rotating this knob in clockwise direction. So I hope that the value is visible on the camera, and you can see the resistance value is actually decreasing. So it's going 1.68 kilo ohms and it's further dropping to 1. Likewise, so it's actually decreasing. So right now I'm actually rotating this knob in clockwise direction. Now if I rotate this knob in anti-clockwise direction, then you can see the value of the resistance between the pin 1 and pin 2 is actually increasing. Okay, so that's how basically we use the preset as a variable resistor. So I hope that this point is now clear. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the position and I'm going to shift this negative terminal of the multimeter to the third position. I will connect it to the third pin of preset, and this positive terminal I will connect to the second pin of the preset. Okay, and let's measure the resistance between these two pins. So you can see right now it's 6.59 kilo ohms. Okay, and if I rotate this knob, then you will observe that, so you can see the value is increasing. And if I rotate this knob in anti-clockwise direction, then you can see the value is just a second. So the value is decreasing. So this is how basically we use the preset in variable resistor mode, and I hope that this point is now clear. So whenever you have to use this preset in variable resistor mode, you can use the pin number 1 and pin number 2 of the preset. Okay, and the pin number 3 of the preset will be left floating. And also you can use the pin number 2 and pin number 3 in variable resistor mode, and in that case the pin number 1 of this preset will be left floating. I hope that this point, preset as a variable resistor, is now clear. Now I will show you the demonstration for the preset as a voltage divider. Okay, so how we can achieve a desired voltage with the help of preset. So let me show you that now. So here what I have done, you can see here I have actually connected this red wire to the first pin of the preset. So let me just zoom in. So I have connected this red wire to the first pin, and this black wire is actually, this blue wire which is connected to the third pin of preset, it's connected to the ground terminal. Okay, and at this point I'm actually going to provide the supply, positive supply, and at this point I'm actually going to provide the negative supply. Okay, so now I will switch on the power supply. Alright, so the power supply is now provided on the power rail. Now I will just show you how much voltage I have provided, okay, on the power rail. So first of all, I will connect this positive pin to the power rail, and the negative pin of the multimeter I will connect to the negative power rail, okay. So you can see on the multimeter we are getting 10.09 volt, okay. So that's basically the amount of voltage that I have provided between the first pin of the preset and the third pin of the preset, okay. Now I'm going to measure the voltage at the center point with respect to the ground, okay. So I will just remove this positive terminal of the multimeter and I will connect at this particular point. Okay, still we are getting 10 volt. Okay, I think this knob is at the extreme end, that's the reason. So I will start rotating this knob and you will observe the change in voltage on the multimeter. Alright, so still the voltage is not changing. Just a second. Okay, I have actually connected this negative terminal of this preset on the here, okay, on the second section of this power supply. So I will just change the position of this supply, this pin, and I will connect it on this rail, okay. So now you will see the change on the multimeter. So right now the voltage is 5.43, and if I rotate the knob of this preset, then you will see that right now I'm rotating this knob in clockwise direction, and you can see on the multimeter the voltage is actually increasing, okay. And if I rotate this preset in anti-clockwise direction, then you can notice on the multimeter the voltage is actually decreasing, okay. So this is how basically we use the preset in voltage divider mode, and by rotating the knob we can actually achieve a desired voltage, okay. I hope that this point is now clear. Now let me show you the demonstration for the circuits that we discussed. So this is basically the first circuitry that we discussed, okay, in which I have used this preset in variable resistor mode, okay. And right now I have not provided the power, okay. So let me provide the power and you will see that this LED will get switched on. So I have switched off the lights and I hope that the LED is now visible. So this is basically the same circuitry that we discussed. I will put the image of this circuitry on the screen, and we have used this preset in variable resistor mode. And if I rotate this preset, then you will see that the intensity of this particular LED will change, okay. So here we are actually changing the resistor value, and as a result the current which is flowing through this loop, it's actually changing, and because of that the intensity of this LED will change, okay. So let me rotate this potentiometer, this preset, and slowly you will see that the intensity of this LED it will actually increase, okay. So slowly you can see the intensity of this LED is actually increasing. So you can see the LED's intensity is increasing. So I will rotate this knob. So I hope that it's visible and the intensity of this LED is increasing, okay. So that's how by using the potentiometer, by using this preset in variable resistor mode, we can actually, okay, so this LED is now damaged because the current which was passing through this loop, actually it exceeded the current which this particular LED support. Generally the LED supports current up to 20 milliampere, and I have actually reduced the resistance of this preset up to a larger extent, and because of that the current which was flowing through this LED, it has exceeded, and because of that, because of overcurrent, this LED is now damaged, okay. So whenever you use the preset in variable resistor mode, you always make sure that you are actually not passing enough or more than required amount of current for this particular LED. So you should never exceed actually current more than 20 milliampere, otherwise the LED will get damaged. Okay. After that, now on this side, this is basically the second circuit in which I have actually used this preset in voltage divider mode. So let me zoom out and let me show you the voltage, and along with that I will also show you the change in intensity of this LED. So I will connect the negative terminal of this multimeter on the negative power rail, and after that I will connect this positive terminal of this multimeter at the center point. So here you will actually observe what's the voltage across the LED. Okay, so right now this actually LED is switched on. I think you might not be the LED might not be visible on the camera. So let me increase the voltage. So I hope that a multimeter is visible. Alright, now let me rotate this this preset, and you just observe that you will observe that the voltage is changing, and accordingly due to change in voltage, the intensity of the LED will also change. Okay, so just a second. So I hope that it's visible now. So you can see the voltage is actually increasing, and also the intensity of the LED. Okay, so slowly the voltage is actually increasing. You can observe that on the multimeter, and also the intensity of the LED is actually increasing. So you just observe. So right now the voltage across the LED is okay. We have actually again damaged this particular LED. So we have actually exceeded the voltage. Okay, that's the reason this particular LED is damaged. So always make sure whenever you power the LED, okay, you have to actually limit the amount of current which is flowing through the LED. Otherwise, actually here I am showing you the demonstration, and that's the reason while showing the demonstration this LED is damaged. So whenever you will use the preset, you always have to make sure you should set the voltage properly, otherwise the LED will get damaged. Okay, so this is basically a kind of lesson for you in this demonstration, and I hope that you will always remember this particular point. Okay, so you have to set the preset in such way that you are actually not exceeding you are not exceeding the amount of current which is actually required by this LED to work properly. I told you that 20 milliampere is actually the maximum current which LED supports, and if you exceed that particular current, then LED will get damaged. Okay, so I hope that now it's clear how exactly a preset work in as a variable resistor, and how exactly the preset work as a voltage divider. Okay, and I also showed you the practical demonstration for both the circuit. Okay, and I hope that it's clear now. Alright, so that's what I wanted to tell in this video. Now in next video we will see introduction to capacitor part 1.